Hey folks, Joe checking in here. I am back on the love seat and we're talking net worth today. How to calculate yours. Now, there's going to be two different groups that we're going to be speaking to today. One, you've already calculated your net worth. Maybe you haven't done it in a while, and this is going to help you out. If you've never calculated your net worth, you need to watch this video. And in this video, I'm going to hit two main things. First, why you should be doing it, calculating your net worth, that is. And second, how to do it quickly and easily. So without further ado, let's get going. Calculating your net worth is actually very simple and it only requires addition and subtraction. It's basic math. I was dropped on my head when I was small, and don't worry, even I can do it, so you can do it too. Now, let's hit a few quick definitions. If you've ever heard the word or phrase, the term personal balance sheet, all that means is your net worth. And how you get your net worth is you just calculate everything that you own minus everything that you owe. A lot of people might think that your net worth might be just like the money you have in your bank account, or if like you look up celebrity net worth and you see like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk's is how many billions of dollars. They don't have all that money. That's just like what their business is worth, stocks, as well as cash in their homes and things like that as well, and that's an estimate. So let's get a more accurate picture of what yours looks like, and let's see where you're at here. So let's hit the reasons why you want to do this. First, information is super valuable. With this information, you're going to get a clear picture on your financial health, and you're going to have a recipe then of like where you want to maybe attack. Maybe you want more stocks. Maybe the first time I ever did this, I didn't have any real estate, and I knew that this is something that I wanted to attack to give myself a higher net worth and more financial freedom down the road. Secondly, you're going to want to be better prepared when you're going to a bank down the road, and if you do this early and often, you're going to have a much better financial picture. So that way, when you're going up to a bank and they want you filling out a personal financial statement, which is your net worth combined with your income and expenses, you're going to be in a better spot, and that way you're ready to go. So without further ado, here we go. Now, what you're seeing in front of you here is a quick sheet that I created. Now, before we do that, all you have to do is just draw a line down the middle of your page, and you could put assets on one side and liabilities on the other. Assets are just going to be the things that you own or things that put money in your pocket. And then you have the liabilities, which are things that take money on your pocket or things that you owe. So in columns A, you have your assets. In column C, you have your liabilities. Let's hit those real quick here, and I have a couple that will actually help you out in case you're ever filling out one of these for a bank. So starting at the top for assets, you have cash in hand, cash in the bank. That's like your checking account. You have your savings account. You've got stuff like your vehicles, real estate, notes receivable from business, so like interest that's owed to you. And then we have marketable securities. That's a bigger word there. In parentheses, I put stocks. Now, if you're filling out a personal financial statement for a bank, like the one I held up for you earlier, that's going to be like stocks, index funds, and stuff that you can sell quickly and easily. Think of the word marketable as in movable. So you can quickly and easily move stocks and index funds that are in a brokerage account to cash if need be. Moving it right underneath it, you have non-readily marketable securities, which are going to be bonds. Now, these are things that are like CDs or bonds, stuff that has a maturity date that might not be ready for anywhere from 1 to 10 years. So that's money that you'll have down the road, but you don't have right now, but they're still assets, things that are paying you. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to add up all those assets. So whatever you have in the bank, what your car's worth, and maybe if you have some stocks, total that up, and that's going to give you your number. Moving on. Last, we have our liabilities. So moving on down that list, you've got like real estate mortgage that you might own. So if you have a personal residence and it's worth $200,000, but you still owe $150,000, this is where you'd put that $150,000. Then you've got your student loans, car loans, other loans, credit cards, things like that. I want you to add all those up and put them at the bottom. Now, our goal is going to be that your assets are worth more than your liabilities, and that gives you a positive net worth. If not, that's okay. We can address that, and I will in a minute here, but this kind of gives you your picture of your financial health. So take a look at this. Reflect on it a little bit. Are you happy with where you're at? Are you sitting super high in like cash and checking and savings account? You don't have much for investments, things that are paying you. That might be an area where you're looking to make some moves and address that issue. Are you sitting super high in stocks and you don't have any real estate? Again, you can kind of do a little bit of a comparison and see where you're at. Maybe you don't have a net worth that's positive and you've got a bunch of credit cards, student debts, and car loans. And I hope that you're young so that way you learn the lessons here while you're young and you're not having to learn about bad debt down the road. So even if you are in debt, that's okay. Take steps every single day to address that through making some personal sacrifices, like picking up an extra job, plugging away, talking about it with somebody. You can share your experiences with me and I can help give you a little bit of guidance if you want for free. I would love to help anybody out who's feeling a little bit overwhelmed with their financial situation, because this is an area for me where I've made a lot of growth and progress and I enjoy sharing that with people. So here are some quick extras at the end here. So first, if you are going to ever be taking this to a bank and you're filling out that personal financial statement, make sure that you are being honest. You can wind up in the clinker or a number of other things if you are not honest with financial institutions and anytime you're signing your name on a piece of paper. So make sure you know what's on that document, read it fully, and make sure that it is honest and accurate. Second, moving on down. Let's make sure that you're doing this frequently. Now, what I would recommend at a minimum to calculate your net worth, do that at least once a quarter. That way you can see if you have trends going up or down. So for example, if your checking account was at $5,000 and it's down to $2,000 the next time you do it, well, there's some money moving around here. Did you go out to eat a lot? Did you go on vacation? Did you put that money in a brokerage account and buy stocks with it? What did you do with it? Did you pay down some debt? What did you do? So you can kind of see where those trends are at. And hopefully over time, you're seeing your net worth go up, and quite quickly, especially when you're younger here, to get rolling. Next and last is probably my story on this one that I should probably share with you. So the first time I ever filled out one of these personal financial statements for a bank, I was 27 years old and I was looking at buying my first investment property with my brother. Now, my net worth was roughly right around $42,000 at the time. And I know that some people probably likely had a much higher one than that at 27. Some people maybe had a negative net worth because of student loans and stuff, and that's okay. But I was at 42 and I took a look at this when I filled out my personal financial statement and I was like, I'm not happy with where I'm at and I want to be in a different spot, and pretty quickly, to be honest. And I definitely want to be in a different spot in 5 to 10 years. So what I did is I looked at it and I didn't have much real estate at all. Like I was applying for my first loan. So I was like, I want to fill out some real estate stuff. I want to buy more stocks. I want to increase my income. And I did all those things. I made some tough choices. I made some personal sacrifices, and I made some good decisions that thankfully have all helped me take my net worth from that 42 area to being thankfully a substantial multiple of that now. So all I'm trying to say is do this activity. If you've never done it before, take a few minutes, calculate it out, go on Kelley Blue Book and figure out what your car is worth. So that way you can make an impact on your life like I did for mine. So that's about it for me. You can get that, the sheet that I was showing you earlier that was up on the screen. I'll have my email included in the description, so that way you can email me if you want a copy of that. You can always reach out to me over on duplex_joe. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so and you want more information like this, or if you're just like, man, I just need to be punished every once in a while with a video from this guy, you can go ahead and do so. Now, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, and you have a great rest of your day and stay on the path.